This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that Hello everybody, and welcome back to another video. Thank you very much for taking the time to join me today. It is very much appreciated. Right, I'm going to try something new today, I think. Why not? The first in what might be the only one of a series, when there might be some more along the line, who knows? I've tentatively called it Stallion in Focus. I'm going to give you a bit of the thinking behind it. It's quite simple, really. This old site here, repci racing 2020.great/site.net, is having a good season regarding brood mares. You know, 3 or 4 of the mares that were identified when they were racing on this site are now foaling winners. So only as 2-year-olds I've seen. I've not seen any go through a classic campaign yet. We've had Obligate, who I think is the sire of a fair horse. We've also had Fount, who is another one, all from Juddmonte, funnily enough. Anyone who think Juddmonte knew what they were doing. And the third one is Jovial, I think she is called. So obviously, with the mares starting to come through a bit, the same is obviously true of the colts that did well on the site and are now have been at stud for a while, and their first crops are either just around hitting the track or they are hitting the track in the very near future. Because I tend to identify horses with a fair bit of stamina. Well, I do now. Who knows what we've got coming up on this website at some point? And what I'm going to do is, through the Horses in Focus section, we're just going to go through all the articles, start from the very beginning, and we're going to go find all the stallions that the site has identified that are at stud and have a look at their dam lines of them, and then see how well they're still doing the dam lines and how I think the horse will do at stud, any relatives closely related to it, that sort of thing, and have a good look round. We're up to, this one was in May 2019. This site started being used. I think it's fair to say the first article was in maybe April, late April, and we've done through May and June 2019. And the first stallion that the site identified is Logician. I mean, what a great start. Logician from the Best in Show dam line. Didn't know this at the time, 8F. And in 2019, I didn't know these dam lines even existed. Even though for years I've been picking horses by dam lines, I never knew how interconnected some of them were. People will see that Logician is dam line 8F, side by Frankel, out of a dam called Scuffle. People will see that the 5 dams there, Scuffle, Tantina, Didina, Didikoy and Munro, foaled in 1977, sired by Blushing Groom. No, I'm not sure who Munro was sired by. Actually, Munro is the 5th dam of this horse, and Danzig is the dam. There we go, some very interesting pedigrees there, even back in them days. But what we're going to do is we're going to take a look now, really, and see what we make of Logician. Well, firstly, we have to take a look at his form, really, I suppose, before we take a look at his pedigree, get the temporary stuff out of the way. People say that it was in 2019. I identified him probably when he won then. May 2019, this article, first time out. And he went on to win the Great Group 2 Voltager Stakes, in August 2019. And he also won the Group 1, can't you tell I've been watching a lot of foreign racing this weekend? Group 1, Doncaster St Leger in the UK in September 2019. He was then away from the track for nearly a year, unfortunately, and it's safe to say that the horse never quite recaptured its best form in its last 4 starts, running a fair way back, really, from the level he was running to. The Racing Post, 119 for the Voltager and 121 for the Leger. Very good horse. And obviously, being a stallion, it's all about the pedigree from now on. Get the temporary stuff out of the way. And you'll see there, we've taken a look at that Very good horse. 6 out of 9 starts in the first 3 in all but one of them, earning £547,751. People will see that AF is a fantastic damn line, really. It's fair to say. Munro is the key horse, I would say. The Judgment ones, they all tend to start from Munro, who herself was foaled side by Sir Ivor in 1977. There's one there that I might as well show you now. Tsar, the former Stallion. Another good horse, really. Won 5 of his 11 starts in the first 3 in 10 of 11, winning $591,359. Sired by Zophonic, out of Munro herself. You'll see there's won the 7 furlong race, the Group 1 Prix de Salamandre, a race that doesn't no longer exist, sadly. It also won the Dewhurst, also won the Prix de Cabourg and the Grade 3 Craven, dual Group 1, dual Group 3 winner. Not in any Stallions, second in the Prix Morny, second in the Guillaume de Nano and the Eclipse, third in the Irish Champion Stakes, and what was then a Group 2, the Prince of Wales Stakes. Not a very recent Group 1, that is then. So Tsar was in fact a fair stallion. I think he sired around 30 stakes winners, but a good stallion in his own right. There's plenty of horses still going round. I'll show you them later, but we're going to focus on the stallion himself, Logician. People see he's available for £4,000 at Shade Oak Stud. What a bargain. I'm assuming because none of the progeny have hit the track that he commenced stud duties in 2022. I'm assuming he's siring National Hunt horses at that price. Even though, really, when we have a proper look down, AF and the horses related to this horse at stud, we've already seen Munro. It's a flat stallion. There's not many records. This is a risky one for a National Hunt breeder. This is a flat horse all day long. So there's no, obviously, record of any of his crops. £4,000. Other stallions he's related to, on the flat you'll see the dam of Logician, Tantina, the second dam. Very interesting. People will see that Tantina is of the dam of 2 stallions at stud already. One of them is available at Juddmonte itself for £10,000, bated breath. Was he a Group 1 winner in the end? I think he was, yes, he won. Was he? I'm not entirely sure, actually. Grade 2 winner, I know that much, without any shadow of a doubt. He won the Grade 2 Temple Stakes, second in the Group 1 there. King Stan, third in the Haydock Sprint Cup as well. At 4, he won the listed race and is placed in some more Group 1s. And at 3, not a lot. So you could argue that this form on the track, not exactly fantastic, bated breath, but at stud, he's done well enough. Siring 26 individual stakes winners, about the same amount as Tsar, just a few less. And 15 of them have won at graded races, total of 55 in combined. So when they're good, they can win more than once. And 24 graded races overall taken out by 15 individual horses. But he's sired nearly 1,000 horses now. And you see that there's regular graded winners, really, in every crop. 2, 3 and 4, it all seems to sort of come the same. Good winners at 2, 3 and 4, if they're good enough, they can make their mark faced. At pattern level, it's fair to say. But what they don't really do is stay. You've not got many at all that have been successful at the pattern level company above 1 mile and 1 furlong. Mainly the graded winners have all come between, say, 5 furlongs and 1 mile. But he's a sprint-based stallion, really, it's fair to say. Few runners in Australia and New Zealand. Not too many, though. And you'll see worldwide, his main runners are Great Britain, France and Ireland. Italy, he's done quite well. European stallion, really, it's fair to say. But yeah, interesting horse. Bated breath, not really one I'm following. I don't really try and identify sprinters. Cityscape has had quite an eventful stallion career. He's now siring in Argentina. Believe it or not, you'll see there that Tantina is also the dam of Cityscape. Cityscape was a fair horse as well. Greenham, second in the Greenham at 3. At 4, he managed to win the Group 3 dual stakes. He also a dual listed winner. No, a listed winner as well. At 5, he won the Sold Away Stakes at the Curragh. He also won the pre-Perth at St. Cloud, another Group 3. Second in the Group 1 Hong Kong Mile. Second also in the Vittorio di Capua back in Italy, when that was also a Group 1 race. It isn't anymore, unfortunately, and is also Group 2 and Group 1 placed as well. Third in the Queen Anne, as well as the Sandown Mile. And at 6, he secured his Group 1, winning the Dubai Duty Free, and was second in the Marawat as well. Second to X Celebration in the Woodbine Mile. I know why he's down behind that, sorry. And it's quite hard to read. I might open up the other page next time. Pedigree query as well as trying to read them off this. It's just more than what I'm used to. Fourth in the Eclipse at 6. So a horse that definitely improved with age. Cityscape, like I said, siring down in South America now. Sired moderately, really. Just over 600 horses sired. 26 stakes winners, and of which 17 have been graded winners, but rather like the last one as well. They go on. 26 stakes winners have won 43 stakes races. Not so much with the graded. 17, and they have taken out between them 24 races. Whereas the first sire, Bated Breath, this horse is a waste of time at 2. It's fair to say. A horse that you're definitely looking for a bit of time with this one. 3 and 4 years old, and if one thing that people do know, that is one thing that European breeders do not have is patience and time. Everything is done in such a rush. Quite an even spread between the colts and the fillies. We forgot to look at that one, didn't we? With is this still Bated? We forgot to look at that with Bated Breath, unfortunately. Again, a solid rather than spectacular worldwide record through the years. Great Britain and Argentina, doing very well in Argentina. Really, that is the place to catch him. It's been a good move for him, really. Hong Kong and the USA, when they get out there, they've done very well as well. Yeah, but a lot of his horses in Great Britain tended not really to do a lot. It's fair to say by looking at that, Britain in Ireland. So, yeah, seems to be doing very well in Argentina at the moment, and long may that continue. Always good to have a best in show damn line stallion in that part of the world. In Cityscape, another one quite closely related to him is Siskin. People see there that Munro is now the third dam of Siskin as well. Siskin was a decent horse. Phoenix Stakes winner at Group 1 and a classic winner at 3, winning the Irish 2000 Guineas, well as other placed efforts as well. Winner of 5 out of 8 races. Very good horse, Siskin. Sired by First Defence, one of only 14 stakes winners. Sired by the Stallion. Siskin is a stallion in Japan, standing for 2 million yen. He's had 7 runners in his first crop, and 3 of them have won. And he's had 3 runners, and 2 of them have won. So it's fair to say that Siskin isn't doing a bad start, really. I'm assuming they are all in Japan, and they are. And Telios Lala, both winners at 2. Very good. And you'll see that's very interesting as well. So you might have people got an extra stallion for free here if they fancy a go in Japan. I'll leave them up to that to decide. Tacitus, my old mate Tacitus, going around in America. Have a very good dam. Close hatches, won 9 graded races. You'll see Munro is the 4th dam of this line, and best in show the 5th. Absolutely fantastic. And you'll see there that Tacitus had a fair career, winning the Grade 2 Wood Memorial. He won the Grade 2 Tampa Bay Derby. At 4, he won the Grade 2 Suburban Stakes. At 5, he didn't win a pattern race. Plenty of Group 1 placed form as well in the Classics as well. He was second in the Belmont behind Sir Winston. He was second, I think, in the Travers as well, and in the Jim Dandy. Third in the Kentucky Derby, behind Country House and Code of Honour. Very good horse. And at 4, Belmont Jockey Club Gold Cup, he was third in that as well. He was also second in the Woodward, behind Global Campaign. Very solid horse, Tacitus, out in America. So we've got this line out. It's always good to have stallions from the best damn lines all over the world. We've got one in Japan, Siskin. We've got Bated Breath, if people want to go that way, in Britain. We've got Logician also in Britain. We've got Cityscape in South America. Great to see. And Tacitus commenced stud duties in 2022. No track, none have hit the track at this stage. Very interesting. It's fair to say Logician must have a chance. But is he going to get the right dams to bring out the best in him? I think they're going to try and get this horse to sire National Hunt horses. Who knows what they're going to do? People take a look. We go back to 8F. We're going to focus more on the Munro session at the end of the video, and we're going to watch the horse win those 2 graded races. But I'm just going to give you write down a few dams if you've got a pen handy. Sex Appeal is one. If people see a Sex Appeal in the dam line, that's from the family of El Gran Senor. He's best in show, all off best in show these are. But Stolen Hour is even relevant in some of them as well. The dam of best in show herself, foaled in 1953. You've got Mini Hawk, another one foaled by Sir Ivor in 1975. That's more of a Niarchos line. You've got horses, classic winners there like Spinning World and War of Will have come off that section. Not really following many on that section at the moment that I'm familiar with at the minute myself going round, unfortunately. I'm not off the top of my head anyway. Shall we Google? No, let's not. I was going to just run these mares through my old site, Reprieve Media, so we'll get to them in the end. Show Lady is the Australian branch. You got top class stallions there, like Reduced Choice, probably arguably Australia's best ever stallion. I don't know how to say really. I don't really know much about Aussie racing history, but that was a stallion that was out there. And Alma Hare. I never knew Reduced Choice and Alma Hare were so closely related on the dam side, both by Danehill as well. Brilliant. And then you've got He's No Pie Eater as well going round. Look what a Guineas. On that line as well. That's Show Lady. You've got Munro herself is the 4th dam. And that's the one we're looking at today. And the 5th dam is Blush with Pride. People will see there, Peeping Fawn. Might be people's best hope at the moment. That's won the Irish Oaks 2007. People on their horses like Rags to Riches, a foal going round in 2004 as well. By AP Indy, won the Kentucky Oaks and the Belmont. Jazil won the Belmont. Ghost Honor won the Russian Derby. Sneaking in there. Blush with Pride herself won the Kentucky Oaks in 1982. Some incredible pedigree this is really. You can argue that Logician is all very closely related to all that lot. And like you say, if people go back to Stolen Hour and Best in Show, they get Stolen Date as well. She's Best in Show's sister, I presume. And that gives you the Irish Derby winner of 2004. Grey Swallow. And other horses that are still going around to this day as well that people might notice. Very interesting dam line, it's fair to say. On Logician, classic winner. There's a little bit of everything, isn't there? There's plenty of it as well. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you some horses that are still going round on this dam line, just in case people might still want to follow it. These are the ones I'm following at the moment. I don't mind sticking them in here quickly. White Beam. White Beam won a Group 1 this year, I think. Her first Group 1 victory. Yeah, she won the Grade 1 Diana Stakes. She won a Group 1 last year as well. Back-to-back Diana Stakes. Sorry, my mistake. For White Beam, is there more to come? You've got races like the Breed. There's plenty of races out there. Top-class Grade 1 races for mares. But they take some winning. People see that Scuffle is the second dam of this horse. White Beam still going round. This might be her last year. You've got one in the UK going round, haven't you? Okeechobee, the time test, sired gelding. This horse is only very, very rarely seen on the track, but this year it has won the Group 3 Gordon Richard Stakes. It's won 4 out of 6 races. The gelding, hard to say, there is not more to come from this, is there? Scuffle is the dam of that one, so this one is a half-sister, half-brother to Logician himself. You've got now the ones in America that I'm following, older horses like Idiomatic. Absolutely incredible mare. Look at that record. Winner of 11 of 16 races and over $3 million. She took out the Breeders' Cup Breeders' Cup filly mares for me last year, I think. People will see that Monroe is the 4th dam of all these. And Best in Show the 5th. I say all these because there is more coming. Idiomatic. Absolutely incredible mare. We'll see this year she's already won the Group 1 La Troyenne Stakes and the Group 3 Molly Pitcher Stakes. Beaten by my filly, Raging Sea, in the Personal Ensign Stakes. What a fantastic night that was. At 4, Group 1 Breeders' Cup Distaff, that was the race I was referring to. She took out the Personal Ensign last year and the Spinster as well as the Grade 2 Delaware Handicap. So horse just wins races. Absolutely incredible mare. Idiomatic. Skiller is another one, showing signs of being like Idiomatic, only a year younger. She's never been out the first 3 in her career, Skiller. And she's won nearly £1 million. Another one out of Close Hatches. What a horse. These ones are very close related to Tacitus, these. Scylla. Again, she keeps finding a couple too good at the moment. She's won the Group 2 Fleur de Lis Stakes. She's won the Group 3 Shawnee Stakes. You've seen that in the pedigree. Beaten in 2 Group 1s, the Clement Hirsch Stakes and the Ballerina Stakes. She is surely a Group 1 winner in waiting, Scylla. Surely. That's another old horse in America. We've got a few on the, the Show Lady line for you now, I think, and spoil you with a few of them. Giga Kick. Oh no, Giga Kick isn't on that line, sorry. My mistake. Giga Kick is on the Stolen Date line, even before Best in Show. Down here, Giga Kick is. That's where people will find him lurking. Bubinka is the 4th dam, I think, of Giga Kick. There she is. Everest winner. Again, look at that record. Unlucky, really, to run into a good field, I thought, on his comeback last week. In the Concord Stakes. Don't know whether that's on here or not. Horse nearly won £10 million. You see there, it won the Group 1 All-Age Stakes. It won the Group 1 Doomben 10,000. Also won the Everest. Also won the Group 2 Danehill Stakes. And the Group 3 Vane Stakes. Funny they don't stick the Everest on there because it's not a pattern race. That's why I love this site. It knows what the important races are. The pattern races. It did win the Everest as well, though, Giga Kick at 3 on his 4th start. Truly incredible horse. Some more in Australia. This one, I think, is definitely on the Show Lady line. Show Lady, sorry, yeah. She's the 5th dam of it. Tom Kitten. Godolphin horse. To me, I think they mess about with the trip too much on this one. But it is a good horse. You'll see the amount of distances it's won over. It's won the Group 1 Spring Champion Stakes over 2,000 metres. It's won the Group 3 Up-and-Coming Stakes over 6.5 furlongs last year. It's won the Fernhill Mile listed race over a mile at 2. And it's also won the listed Dulcify Stakes as well, over a mile. 2nd in the Group 2 Gloaming, you'll see there, over 1 mile and 1 furlong. 4th in the Champagne Stakes over a mile, the Ming Dynasty. The horse has won over 1 mile, 2 furlongs and 6.5 furlongs. An absolutely versatile horse regarding trip, sired by Harry Angel. Just doesn't win quite as often, really, although he did win first time out this year in handicap company because the up-and-coming race he won last year was for 3-year-olds only. So he had to go against the older horses this year on his first start. Another one in Australia is Espino. Show Lady is the 4th dam of this one. Best in Show the 5th. This one hasn't really shown it on the track yet. It's only raced twice and has been beaten both times. It's got a good stallion, Written Tycoon, size a few winners. It's the Best in Show. I'm just hoping that sometime, someplace, it'll click with this horse and it'll just win a few races. It's one I've been watching for a while. I actually identified it when it ran first time out, ages ago. It's only ever raced, like I said, twice. Some more American horse now, Batten Down. This horse is another one out of close hatches, the 3-year-old out of close hatches this year. It's been mixing it in some very good company against horses like Sierra Leone and Fierceness. It's been finishing 4th and running some fantastic races. This year it has already won the Grade 3 Ohio Derby and finished 2nd in the Grade 2 Jim Dandy. I mean, this horse, surely there's more to come. You've looked at Idiomatic off this line. Close hatches herself, won 9 graded races. There surely has to be more to come, don't there? Out of this horse, batten down. Surely, no? Yeah? I don't know. Time will tell. And there's a couple of 2-year-olds in the UK that I'm following already on the list. Tabiti is one. This horse has actually won first time out. Already, you'll see that that's Didina. It's the 3rd dam of Logician. She is the 2nd dam of this one. Tabiti, very impressive. First time out winner, I think this was. I'm hoping this will be a classic horse next year. I'm just waiting for it to hopefully take out a pattern race first along the way. And one that lost first time out as well in the UK, Night Walker, colt. I think this one, I can't remember, trained by Sir Michael Stout, I think. Another one signed by Frankel, just like Logician, and this one is related to White Beam, the same dam as White Beam, I think. Sleepwalk, I think, is the dam of White Beam. So, yeah, Scuffle, the 2nd dam of it. Some very, very good horses on this section, still going round. They still could have plenty more to come, you see. They could be winning at 4, 5 and 6, these 2-year-olds we're looking at now. They wouldn't be the first from this line to do that, is what I'm saying. Just a matter of getting them as early as possible and then just waiting. Limit your horses to what you do try and follow. And then just wait. And Logician, to me, though, back to the purpose of the video, I think there's a Stallion. I just hope that he gets to sire some flat horses. But I don't know if he's going to or not. I don't know, I'm not a breeding insider or anything. But why would you not? Surely people would stand as much chance of getting an ARC winner out of this horse as they would a Gold Cup winner. No? I don't know. A Cheltenham Gold Cup winner, sorry, I think. Not an Ascot Gold Cup winner. I'd say it's a very good chance of getting one of them. And this horse has just won the St. Ledger. So, yeah. Best in show, siren over the jumps. Maybe Logician. I enjoyed watching this horse go round at the time. 2019 for a few months. He ran for a while at low company, though. But even then, it was clear that the horse was top class, really. They even had the nerve to run it in a handicap because they knew it was a handicap 1 to 5. They just knew it was well handicapped off a mark of 90. So they laughed at the handicapper there. And then went straight to the Voltager and the Ledger on the back of that. And they're the 2 races we're going to end the video with. Let's watch the Great Voltager, shall we? From 2019. What a treat.
And Jarmuth makes up the line here. They're ready, the 5 runners set and racing for the Skybet Great Voltager Group 2 over this mile-and-a-half trip here at the Knavesmire, and Norway setting off out in front under Donica O'Brien in the white cap. Leads them through the first furlong with Jarmuth racing in 2nd place, who in turn's about a length and a half clear of Logician, the favourite, with Naef Road tracking in 4th. And switched off at the back of the field, Constantinople in the hands of Ryan Moore. That's how they try to ride him. He's restrained at the back, then the white-faced son of Galileo as they race on over on the far side of the track here. And the pace looks a reasonable one as well. About 8 lengths would separate first and last. Norway pressing on then, leads by 2 lengths then to Jarmuth in 2nd, and then there's a break of 4 lengths back to Logician, the favourite, who's just a length ahead of Naef Road, who in turn has got half a length in hand of Constantinople at the back of the field. So it's an honest gallop here in the Skybet Great Voltager being set by Donica O'Brien on board Norway. They've already gone past the 7 furlong marker. They're racing towards the final 3/4 of a mile and about the halfway point then in the Great Voltager. Norway by 3. Jarmuth in 2nd is 2.5 lengths up on Logician, defending his unbeaten record in 3rd as they start to turn down the side of the course. Naef Road, Sylvester de Souza keeping tabs on the favourite, only half a length down on him on the outside, and then looking on behind them, keeping them in his sights is Ryan Moore on Constantinople as they race on up the home straight. And they've got just half a mile left to run here. Norway still tows them along down the centre of the racecourse. Jarmuth still in second. Frankie just urging Logician now to move a little bit closer. Under the pump is Neef Road. Constantinople is easing into the race quite stylishly now, and you suspect it's all going to change very soon with 2.5 furlongs left to run. Jarmuth now comes through together with Logician on the inside, and here's Constantinople down the centre. Logician, the grey, is in front though, approaching the final furlong and a half, and now Constantinople is being asked to try and track down this leader. Frankie Dettori and Logician, he's just drifting towards the centre of the track, is clear by about 2 lengths in the Great Voltigeur inside the final furlong, and this grey son of Frankel is going to keep his unbeaten record. 4 out of 4 as Logician wins the Great Voltigeur for John Gosden. Number 5 for him, Frankie in the saddle. Constantinople second, Norway third, Jarmuth and Neef Road.
Yeah, I remember that race like it was yesterday, funny enough. Jarmuth was a nice horse. I was looking at him on that day as well, but he was put well in his place, wasn't he there? Look, very good horse, Logician. Handicapped to Group 2, Grade 2, Group 2, Grade 2, Group 2. I'll make my mind up in a minute, won't I? And the Great Voltigeur, let's just call it that. For now, Group 2 race, and it was then onto the Classic at Doncaster at the end of September 2019. And this, I think, was a good performance.
And now they're lined up and ready to race then. And away they go for the 2019 William Hill St Leger, and immediately Western Australia is sent into an early lead. This is promising to be a proper stamina test, you'd imagine, this afternoon. Logician and Frankie Dettori just settling in the middle of the field at the moment as Il Paradiso takes second place. Neef Road is right up there on the outside, and his stable companion wider is Sir Ron Priestley. Dashing Willoughby is next, Logician, and then towards the back of the field, Technician. And last of all is Sir Dragonet, who's put to sleep at the back of the field as they go past the 1.5 mile start. And there's already a good 8 lengths between first and last then, and the pace being set by Michael Hussey on board Western Australia as they begin to go left-handed over on the far side of Town Moor. He leads by about 4 lengths. The white face of Il Paradiso in second. Sir Ron Priestley on his outside is in third. Dashing Willoughby, the sheepskin-nosed banded runner, on the inside is next. Neef Road's blue jacket follows. And then 2 lengths back to Logician and Frankie Dettori. The other grey on the outside is Technician. And still Donica O'Brien has got Sir Dragonet nice and relaxed at the back of the field as they leave Rose Hill behind them and head over on the far side of Town Moor here. And Western Australia has really opened up. He's about 8 lengths clear of the rest of the pack now. His stable companion Il Paradiso is leading the posse in second place. Sir Ron Priestley and Dashing Willoughby in third and fourth place, followed by Neef Road next. Frankie content just to keep Logician just galloping quite comfortably towards the back of the field. Technician behind him and Rob Hornby, and still looking on is Sir Dragonet in the hands of Donica O'Brien. The leader, Western Australia, has come back to the field a bit now as they race inside the final 3/4 of the mile. In the William Hill St Leger of 2019, they've got the entrance to the home straight in front of them now. Western Australia's lead by 2, and about to take over now is Il Paradiso. We know he stays really well. They're straightening up for the judge here in the 2019 Leger. Western Australia from Il Paradiso. Dashing Willoughby on the inside, Sir Ron Priestley in there pitching as well. Moving forward on the outside is Neef Road. Frankie just squeezing a touch on Logician. And then on the inside, Sir Dragonet is creeping closer all the time. Technician a little bit outpaced at this stage as Il Paradiso for the first time comes through and makes his bid for glory. Just over 2 furlongs left to go in the Leger. Here's Logician on the left, who's been unleashed by Frankie Dettori. On the near side, on the far side, Sir Dragonet's now moving forward as well. But it's Logician who's in front as they approach the final furlong, and he's got there with a sparkling turn of foot, battling away Neef Road with Sir Dragonet and Sir Ron Priestley. But Logician has got it tied up, and inside the final furlong, he's going to make it 5 out of 5, and a 5th St Leger for John Gosden. A 6 for Frankie Dettori. Logician wins it from Sir Ron Priestley in second. A wonderful run by Neef Road and Sir Dragonet.
The commentator was right there, I think. He summed it up. This is not a stamina horse. A turn of foot won the race. You know, this is not a stamina-laden line. Best in show. It's class, flatbred. Why are they, if they are trying to breed National One horses from this line, then I don't know. I don't know. But if somehow, you can imagine them going around lovely in National One flat races, I will say that. Can they jump? I don't know. Will they? This horse could be the best jump stallion ever, couldn't it? If it gets takes to it. If they give this stallion the best mares of jump racing, like if they were to give this horse, say, Matney, what would it breed then? Logician was to visit Matney, who's bred Mighty Potter, Coldwell Potter, Brighter Days Ahead, all them 3 top-class jump horses. If somehow them sort of mares were to find their way to Logician, then people could have an incredible jump horse, couldn't they? It'd be very interesting to see what sort of stallion Logician makes. For me, I think I can't wait to see his horses run. I'm looking forward to them, I must admit. I'll be looking at the damn lines of every Logician horse I spot first time out very closely indeed for at least a year, I should imagine, in National One flat races or in older horse maidens, whatever they decide they're going to turn up in. But for now, I'm going to end this video here. This is the first horse of the Stallion in Focus, so there's not really a Stallion in Focus playlist for me to share. What I'll do is I'll just put up the Classic Watch 25 possibles. I think, and he swallowed a fly then, I think there's only 5 horses on the list at this stage. But maybe you might be watching this video in a few years' time from now, and there might be plenty more in it then. So I'll include a copy to the 2025 Classic Watch Possibles playlist. I'll also include a copy for a chance, for people who have chosen to watch the video but have yet to subscribe to the channel. I will give them an opportunity to subscribe to the channel as well. But for now, I'm going to end this video here. Have a fantastic evening, everybody. Sunday evening here, just after 9 p.m. Another week ahead. Who knows what's on the horizon? But for now, I can leave this video here. Take care, everybody. Have a fantastic upcoming week, and goodbye.